Build habits that actually stick. The Absolute Ascension app. Link in comments.
We need to embody the person that we want to become. On the inside, we need to adopt their mindset. We need to adopt their mental framework. And naturally, the physical realm will kind of just reflect that. Now, this probably isn't the first time you heard someone say this, like you need to adopt the mindset first, but I want to really specify something because a lot of people go at this the completely wrong way. You need to really immerse yourself in this. Like, this is a very involved process. This isn't like you just tell yourself a few positive affirmations and you meditate for 10 minutes and call it a day. No, like this is you need to rework your internal system here. Like this is a deep-rooting issue. Good news is once you actually make this change, you pretty much win at that point. Like that's the hard part. Everything else just kind of follows.
But the problem is that you have to face what you don't want to face in order to fix it.
Yeah.
And so you look at all the things about yourself that need to be burned off, that need to be dispensed with. And that, man, especially at the beginning, especially if you're screwed up, that might be like 95% of you just has to go up in flames. And it's painful. Even some of that stuff that you have to burn off doesn't want to die. And it'll scream in agony while you're burning it off. It's not pleasant. But if you know that you're the thing that can transcend your problems, most fundamentally, if you know you're the thing that, if it faces the problems, can transcend them, then you have the faith that would enable you to take stock of who you are.
You might not reach the best version of yourself in this lifetime, but a better one than you are right now. To wait for better times to come where the world will be completely in peace and you can walk peacefully over the street, never having the fear that somebody's gonna come and do something to you. It's not gonna happen. Because the world is just the way as it is.
Take advantage of this life that you've been given, bro. Because one day it will stop. You don't want to look back at your life and regret it. You don't want to be 50 years old wishing you could go back to your 20s. You're going to hate yourself. For you to even develop the desire to be great, you must develop gratitude for life. If you don't appreciate life, you won't even want to be great. Why would you want to be great at life if you don't even appreciate life? I suggest you take a step back, look at your surroundings, and think about how blessed you are. Even though somebody could be doing better, there's always someone doing worse. And once you realize that, you'll start playing with your life.
Why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can make your dreams come true. Why not you?
Whenever you try to do something out of the ordinary, people will line up to tell you that you can't do it, why you can't do it, that you'll lose your time, you'll lose your money, that you will in effect die in the desert. Even people who should know better will try to discourage you. To achieve anything greater worthwhile, you must train yourself to rise above these people, ignoring them and pressing on towards your goal regardless.
You want to reach your goal? How to reach the goal the quickest? Be focused with your energy. Meaning, be focused with the mind. Don't lose the goal from the mind. Whatever you do, from the moment of waking up until the evening, whatever you do, keep the goal in the mind. This is the quickest way of making this goal become real.
I have my ups, I have my downs, but I know the ups are a part of all of life. I know that the downs are a part of all of life. So now, when the downs come, I don't get so down. When the ups come, I don't get too high. I know that these both polarities are part of it. So for you, please know that the rain is a part of your day. The sunshine is a part of your day. The ups, the goods, the bad, the down, it's all a part of it. Don't negate one part of life and only accept the other. This is going to create suffering in your life. Trust that all of this is working out for the good of you. And when I say the good of you, the expansion of your awareness so you can better understand yourself.
So today, don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't wish for it. Go for it.
The greatest gift that you can give yourself is to find something that you're naturally adept at and figure out a way to make a living at it. Because if you do that, every day will be a play day.
You want a goal that you can never attain, right? So you can always move closer to the goal that recedes as you move towards it. You think, well, that's frustrating, but it's not, because as you pursue that goal, you put yourself together and your life does get better and richer and more abundant. That's why the highest levels of virtue and goal are in some sense transcendent. You want them to be above everything you're doing so you can continually move towards something that's more sublime and better. That's what you are. You're here to live, not to sleep.
A fighter. A survivor. Victorious. Free from that storm.
And every individual walking the face of this planet, you're gonna get hit with opposition and adversity, Doc. I don't care how cute you are, I don't care how strong you are, I don't care how nice you are, it's coming to see you. I don't care how grand your dreams and your goals are, it's coming to see you. I don't care how nice of a person you are, it's coming to see you. I don't care how motivated you are, it's coming to see you. And life gonna come smack you, right? And depending upon how you process the smack, it's gonna depend upon the level of success you'll have as a result of the smack. That's why it says adversity causes some cats to break and other cats to break records.
All of us have seen our destiny at some point in time, and we decided not to listen. We decided to ignore it, to no, that's not for me. Life came in and slapped aside the head, and we stopped dreaming anymore. Bigger Thomas said, the impulse to dream has been slowly beaten out of me through the experience of life. And that's what causes many of us to give up on our volcano. The experiences and the challenges, the defeats, the disappointments, and the failures of life. Then we decide to prematurely throw in the towel on ourselves, or to sell out on our true potential, sell out on living our dreams.
One bad chapter don't define the book. You just stayed on the page too long. Flip it, bro, flush it. Keep it pushing. Let it make you stronger. When you process it and look at it, let it make you a better person. Like he said, what's the lesson in it? What's the blessing in it? Everything we encounter carries with it a seed that's a lesson or a blessing. Now, for us to extract it, that's up to us. The perspective that we have about it, that's all on us.
Just because you had some bad chapters doesn't mean your story can't end well. But you have to find the strength to turn the page and turn your pain into your power. Turn your struggle into your growth. I can promise you this. Every single person that has strength, the foundation for their strength is struggle. The foundation for growth is pain. There's no way you can grow without going through growing pains.
You can't be comfortable with yourself if you don't know who yourself is. And you can't know who yourself is if you don't stop looking at how everybody around you is and start looking at what makes you comfortable and what makes you uniquely you. There's roughly close to, I guess, about 8 billion people on this planet, but there's only one you.
That you're in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. And everyone wants that all the time. Like, images of paradise are representations of that state of being. So it's there for you, but there are preconditions that you strive to aim at the best. And that has to be your fundamental ethos. And it's a decision that, despite all of the calamities of being, that your primary ethical obligation is to work for the betterment of yourself and others.
The fact is, death is inescapable. There is no way out. And death, in that death, is part of life. And like the contrast between the darkness and the light, without death, then there is no life. And the people that I've lost, they taught me that. They taught me how precious life is, how blessed we are to have every day to learn and to grow and to laugh and to live.
You've got to dream. Don't lose your dreams. For yourself, for your future, for your family. The dreams of love and enterprise and travel and doing things. Becoming something unique on your journey here. Don't lose your dreams. Do some dreaming.
You'll not find confidence in yourself if you don't know who yourself is. You won't find confidence in yourself if you're so busy trying to figure out what everybody around you thinks you ought to be and then match that, because you're not going to make people around you happy. You're not going to, okay? So you need to be you.
To live every day with purpose and with passion. To wake up in the morning and be thankful. Thankful for that morning and thankful for the opportunity to go out into the world and live. To live for them. For those that don't have the opportunity, for those that were stolen away by death's cruel hand.
So what is possible and what is not possible is not your business. That is nature's business. Nature will decide that. You just see what is it that you really want and strive for that. And if your thought is created in a powerful way, without any negativity, without any negative thoughts bringing down the intensity of the thought process, the first and foremost thing is you must be clear what is it that you really want. If you do not know what you want, the question of creating it doesn't arise. If you look at what you really want, what every human being wants is, he wants to live joyfully, he wants to live peacefully. In terms of its relationships, he wants it to be loving and affectionate. Or in other words, all that any human being is seeking for is pleasantness within himself, pleasantness around him.
But let's not dwell. Instead, let's laugh and let's love and let's embrace and cherish everything that life is and every opportunity it gives us. Live.
It's your unlimited desires that are clouding your peace, your happiness. Every desire you have is an axis where you will suffer. So just don't focus on more than one desire at a time. The universe is rigged in such a way that if you just want one thing and you focus on that, you'll get it. But everything else, you gotta let go.
That life is meaningless. It was not a flippant assertion. I think it's absurd, the idea of seeking meaning in the set of circumstances that happens to exist after 13.8 billion years worth of unguided events. Leave it to humans to think the universe has a purpose for them. However, I am no nihilist. I'm not even a cynic. I am actually rather romantic. And here's my idea of romance. Life will sometimes seem long and tough, and God, it's tiring. And you will sometimes be happy and sometimes sad, and then you'll be old, and then you'll be dead. There is only one sensible thing to do with this empty existence, and that is fill it. Fill it. And in my opinion, until I change it, life is best filled by learning as much as you can about as much as you can, taking pride in whatever you're doing, having compassion, sharing ideas, running, being enthusiastic. And then there's love and travel and wine and art and kids and giving and mountain climbing, but you know all that stuff already. It's an incredibly exciting thing, this one meaningless life of yours.
I get it. I get that sometimes it feels like happiness is too elusive. But what you don't get is that happiness can be found in your gratitude. The moment you can begin to give thanks for the fact that you just woke up, give thanks that you were able to get dressed, give thanks that you had clothes to put on your back, that you have an opportunity to use your talents, your gifts, your abilities to advance your dreams. Happiness is found in your gratitude.
Vulnerability, that's a whole different thing. To admit to the fact that you're vulnerable, that's a form of courage. That's not a form of weakness. But that leads you to take whatever steps are necessary to deal with that properly. It isn't some facade that you're invulnerable. No one is invulnerable by any stretch of the imagination. And to stand up and face that is the best route that you have.
I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody. You're nothing without discipline. Because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Massive action is the cure-all. Massive action is the cure-all. If you're having a difficult time with something, your relationship isn't where you want it to be, your finances are not where you want to be, your body's not where you want to be, your business is not where you want to be, you need to take massive action. And if that doesn't work, try something else. If that doesn't work, try something else. Keep going with massive action and you will find the way, because it will give you momentum.
So some of you are going to experience a breakthrough. Some of you are going to go back and look at your dreams and brush them off. Some of you are going to begin to look at yourself and say, hey, look here, I know I have not done all that I can do. Whatever goal that you have in mind, I want that to be a goal that will challenge you, something that will make you stretch. It was Osborne who said, unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. What is it that you looked at some point in time and you decided that you couldn't do it, that you talked yourself out of it? Whatever it is, bring it back out there. How are you going to do it? That will come to you in due time.
You see people who do big things and you automatically say, that guy's so lucky, she's so lucky. You don't know that. You're assuming that. Going to work every day for 20 years and grinding your ass off and then becoming a multi-millionaire, that's not luck. That's action and reaction. Quit using the word luck, quit believing in luck, and start believing in work. Start believing in results that come from your actions.
You must choose to learn from life's lessons. Yes, you will have defeats, but everyone thinks happiness is found in your victories. Here's the simple truth. Victories will give you one lesson. Defeats, losses, setbacks, and failures can teach you 1,000. Be grateful that you have learned through the hardships. Be thankful that it didn't come easy. Because now you have merited, you have earned it, and you can take pride in what you've become by what you have done to earn
it. You are going to have days that are hard. You're going to have days where you don't want to do what needs to be done. You are going to have days where you are literally rather fucking die than do what you're supposed to do. You'd rather stay in bed all day. I get it, dude. The only difference is that the work gets done regardless of the circumstances. It's always hardest and most difficult right before the good shit. Okay, you've all heard the saying, it's always darkest before the dawn.
When things don't work out for you, when things happen that you could not anticipate, what are the reasons that you can think of that can keep you strong, that can keep you in the game, that will be your rod and staff to comfort you, that can be your bridge over troubled waters? Those reasons are very important. Nietzsche said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow.
This message is for the person that is sick and tired of being sick and tired. This message is for the person that is tired of the same circumstances. This message is for the person that is tired of complaining about the same things that they aren't changing. This message is for the person that's tired of allowing things that they shouldn't allow. This is a message for the person that expects to be respected by the world but keeps allowing disrespect. This message is for the person that wants to get more out of their life. Hear me, understand me, and feel this. Nobody is coming to save your life.
Don't ever give up. You have to realize that when anger comes up in your life and tries to block you from receiving gratitude or giving that gratitude, rethink it, because the consequences of what anger can do, it'll destroy it. But gratitude, that will ring and echo throughout your life, and it will ring even in eternity.
Nobody's going to believe in you until you've already done it. Nobody's going to come and celebrate with you until you've already done it. The work is going to come before the belief, which means you're going to have to work for a long fucking time by yourself with no applause, with no awards, with nobody telling you good job. And then once you start to build something and people start to see the momentum and they start to see the result and you start doing some things, then you're going to get a little belief. And then what's going to happen is you're going to believe. And then what's going to happen? You're going to go do a little bit more work. And a little bit more work. Results are going to come more. More people are going to believe. Nobody fucking believes in you because you haven't done anything with it. That's the reality.
When you decide that happiness is not something that comes from running, it's from sitting still and realizing I am already blessed. No matter what, I am gifted. No matter what, I will be something, no matter what others have said.
Make today count. Every day. Step forward and get after it.
Failure, hell, disappointment, discomfort is a great learning tool. And many people don't understand that.
You got to take ownership of what's going on in your life. And you're not where you want to be, and you say it's because the boss doesn't like you, or it's because the girl treated you this way, or the guy did this. Like all those things, you got to take ownership of. And if you're blaming all of these other external things, you're not going to make any changes, and that's going to be a problem.
Wishing says to your mind, you haven't got a prayer, but you might as well wish. So when you say to the mind, I wish I could, it says, yeah, me too. Get over it.
When other people break and give up and stop, I just don't, right? And it comes down to the story you tell yourself about yourself.
Change is really hard. I don't think people realize how hard it is, because often when they think of change, they think about making positive changes. And so you say to people, well, obviously making that change would improve your life, so why is it so hard to do? And the reason is because, first of all, change is hard because change involves loss. So even though you might be moving to something better, what you do lose is you lose the familiar. You lose your comfort zone. And a lot of us are very worried about going into a place of uncertainty, a place that we haven't been before. So some of us, like sort of human nature, would rather stay in the familiar place, even if the familiar is miserable or unpleasant, than to say, I'm gonna risk something and go to this place that makes me really uncomfortable. They can't tolerate the discomfort of the uncertainty.
The things I do in life, most of life, you're alone. You may have a whole support crew around you, but up here, you're alone. Most of the stuff I do, I'm training for those moments. When you start to dive back in the cellar of your mind, and you're pulling out all these tactics, all these mental tactics to get through this, and no one's coming to save you, and you get through that.
Going into the darkness, I think everybody is motivated by two different things. One, you have the beautiful things in your life, the things that are going well, the things that you're grateful for, the things you're moving towards instead of away. You have a compelling vision of your future. It's something that you're very excited about. Now, the flip side of that equation are the things that people that doubt you. It's haters, it's things you're moving away from, it's fear-based things. It's something that you absolutely refuse to let happen. One that is incredibly potent to me are the people that want to see me fail. And I find in very acute moments, the darkness serves you better.
Every thought you think and every word you say forms a blueprint, and your mind must work to make that blueprint real.
Only execution matters. Burn that into your nervous system. Do whatever you need to do to remind yourself, only execution matters.
When you're working on something you want to achieve, you have got to stand up to that voice. You've got to sell yourself every day on your abilities, on what you're doing, on the goal that you want to reach. You've got to sell yourself every day, every day, every day, according to your level of belief. It will manifest itself in what you're doing.
The worst thing in life that happens to a man is they get civilized. Because you lose the hunger for life. You think you've arrived. And once you have I've arrived mentality, that's my biggest fears. Is I get to a point where I'm at that point where life has come to me and I have that feeling of I've arrived. I now know my life, for what I know it to be, is over. I cracked the code to human potential in myself. So it's that quiet place. It's that place by yourself. It's those hours and years and decades by yourself in the grip of life. The life has you by the throat and choking you out, and you're sitting there calm because you're trying to figure it out. You're not panicking. You're not quitting. You're not throwing in the towel. You're saying there's a way around this.
Thinking about it, feeling good about it, those are awesome. But if you have a vision of something you're trying to do, become, whatever, and you don't execute against it, and I don't need you to want to build a big business. What are you doing? How do you define it? What are your deliverables? What are the metrics by which you're judging yourself? And by the way, if you don't want a grand goal, you don't need one. But then say, what I'm trying to do is get centered. I'm trying to experience happiness. Even that, you can begin to look at ways that you can improve that.
Whatever we have right now, whatever we're demonstrating in our lives, is a result of what we believe subconsciously that we deserve. And part of increasing that belief level is that you have got to convince yourself every day You can learn all the techniques in the world. If you don't believe in yourself, it won't happen for you.
Right now, between me and the person I want to be, between you and the person you want to be, there is a gap of skill set, and that's it. But once you know your mission, and once you believe that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to, then you can do the extraordinary.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Faith don't make it easy. Faith makes it possible. All you want is the strength to get through your life.
Stop thinking, worrying, looking over your shoulder, wondering, doubting, fearing, hurting, hoping for some easy way out, grinding away at yourself. Stop it and just do. You are not responsible for the world. Only responsible for your work, so just do it.
You can't have a life that you're going to find acceptable without that, because you need the vision and the plans to give you purpose and direction. That's where all your positive emotion comes from. All your motivation is laying out plans that are worth attaining and then observing yourself moving towards them. That's the source of most positive meaning. And then also, without that structure, you're so lost that you're going to be anxious and overwhelmed.
The true heroes and the true titans and the true masters, those people are not fearless. Those are people who have just practiced walking into their fear and living on the razor's edge consistently to the point where they're comfortable amid their discomfort. And that's the great opportunity for you, not to avoid fear, but to be comfortable in the unknown, to be comfortable when you're terrified. Their fears are larger than their faith.
It's very important that you engage in an ongoing process to develop you. Spend more time on yourself than what you've been spending. It's very important. You owe that to yourself. Don't know how to say no. And we find ourselves doing all kinds of things and never ever have time to do those things that we need to do to work on ourselves. And then there goes a second, there goes another second, there goes another second, and we can't stop and hold time. And before you know it, you wake up one day and you're behind in your dreams and your bills.
It said, on the days that I feel like I'm not gonna make it, on the days that it feels like I can't endure anymore, I think back on my track record for surviving all my bad days. And so far, surviving all my bad days, my track record is 100%.
So try the most outrageous things you can. Shock yourself. You have at your power the ability to do anything.
You can take your surroundings beyond order and move towards beauty, and that's unbelievably useful because, well, beauty calls people to their higher being, I would say, and to make friends with beauty is to introduce yourself very carefully to one of the mysteries of life that make it worth living.
I don't know why you do what you do. What is your motive for action? What is it that drives you in your life today, not 10 years ago, or are you running the same pattern? Because I believe that the invisible force of internal drive activated is the most important thing in the world. I'm here because I believe emotion is the force of life.
every great hero was broken, outsuffered the majority. And what I'm suggesting to you is pain can be transformed into power with the intention to transform pain into power. You see, what most people do is, this is why most good people lose. They stumble and they fall and they become heartbroken or disappointed by life's challenges that happens to every single one of us.
This is the central mantra of my life. It doesn't matter who you are today. It really doesn't. So if you feel like you're incapable of something, maybe you are today. So it's not about who you are today. It's about who you want to become and the price you're willing to pay to get there.
So you have to watch who's speaking into you. You've got to begin to monitor your mind. And you've got to begin to literally be proactive in programming yourself to success. Be ye not conformed to this world. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You've got to take responsibility to make that happen. And as you begin to do that, you'll begin to see some incredible changes in your life. When Earl Nightingale said, all of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it.
Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency.
Who do you know that you can compare yourself to? That's easy. You. Yesterday. So here's a good goal. It's something like, well, aim high. And I really mean that. Aim high, but use as your control yourself. It's like, so your goal is to make today some tiny increment better than yesterday. Incremental improvement is unstoppable.
I continue to fail. I love failure. The indomitable will, if you have a belief you can do something, the only way you grow that, like in the gym, you grow your muscles by actually exercising. You know, you grow the love of you and your wife by caring for them and having their back. To grow the individual will to become something, you must get comfortable with fear and failure. They must be your best friends. They're the only one that moves that needle of life. Why is that? Because it's a report card back on your shortcomings.
On why they're not living their dream, on why they're not manifesting their greatness. They will always be able to point those things out, but none of those things count. The only thing that counts are results. And results don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. They tell it all. Judge a tree by the fruit that it bears, not the ones that it might talk about, not the ones that it might wish for, or think about, or affirm about, but the fruit that it actually bears.
Work on your focus. Work on your focus. Perspective is everything. Let me tell you something. The problem with most of you is that you see difficult as something negative. For real. And I want you to see difficult differently. But listen to me. The more you go through, the more difficult it is, the more challenging it is. Listen to me, the harder it is. Are you hearing me? The more challenging it is. All you're doing, baby, is building muscle.
So let us look. I think that all of us are committed. But I think that some of us are producing results in our lives that level of commitment brings that we particularly don't like or find distasteful. I don't think that as a participant in life, you cannot be committed. You either committed to mediocrity or you're committed to greatness.
The goal should be, how could I conceive of my life so that if I had that life, it would clearly be worth living, so I wouldn't have to be bitter, resentful, deceitful, arrogant, and vengeful.
Hard work works.
So don't quit, don't give up, don't stare at them. Listen to me, you don't get bumped by staring at weights. You don't get bumped look, you don't get healthier by staring at it. You get healthier by running up to it and grabbing it and pushing it. Look, push through that stuff. Push through it. You can get through it. He said he won't put on you more than you can bear. You can get through it.
Safety, comfort zones are dead zones because your true potential will never be matched, guys. Will never be matched. You have to continue to push yourself.
I'm gonna make a difference in the world, and you don't believe it, but say it 1,000,000 times, you're gonna end up believing it. I'm meant to do something special in my life. There's no way in the world God put me on this planet to just be a regular guy. No way, the blood in here is boiling. I wanna do something big with my life. This guy was put on this planet to make a difference. Say it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Convince everybody in the world. The entire time you're just trying to convince one person, and that is you.
You must break society's status quo. Status quo is normality.
You're either committed to being productive or you're committed to being non-productive. You're committed to being happy or you're committed to being unhappy. See, whatever you're doing, however you spend your time, that tells you who you are. So think about what it is you like to create in your life experience.
Winning is in all of us. We all want to win. But the path people take to get to winning, everybody wants the end result and they want to feel the sugar and the confetti and all that other stuff. But what you have to endure to win, no one wants to talk about. And that's what really winning is about, because you spend more time enduring it and being in and not in a good place. And I wanted to bring it out and say, hey, no matter what you do in life, where you're at, this is what winning takes. And it's in all of us.
And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up.
You decided there's something you wanted so bad that you unleashed all your desire. You became obsessed with it. If it was a business or a relationship or a transformation in your body, if there's something you once envisioned and now it's real, it's because you didn't just envision it, you brought so much emotion to it that now it's in your life. It was once a dream, it was once a goal, and now it's in your life.
It's alive but not living. It's death on a stick, guys. The belief of the individual can overcome thousands of followers. One person with a belief overrides thousands of people with just intent.
To do all we can right now, where we are. Forget about the mistakes yesterday. Forget about all your failures yesterday. Forget about what you don't have. That's not important. Only thing that we have is right now.
The difference between a champion and someone who's forgotten is that a champion shows up.
Passion I feel. I am not here for anything external to myself. I am here because I have a passion within me.
It's important for lost young people, male and female alike, to develop a vision and take on some responsibility and understand that they have a vital role to play in the world, that the lack of their best hurts everything.
There's so many times in life you don't want to be doing what you're doing. You can't just quit. Remember this, this isn't a hobby, it's in a joke, it's a lifestyle. So what you say to yourself is important. There's no coach, there's no trainer to keep you going, it's only you. The whole thing is this, don't say a word. Stay uncommon amongst uncommon people. You're never done. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Life's one big head game. You play with yourself. If you lose, it's because you allow life to get in your head.
When they look in the mirror, they're just trying to see what's on the surface. But winning and losing wants to know what's inside of you. It wants to know what makes you tick. It wants to know what your desires are. It wants to know what your ego is. It wants to know what your limitations are. It wants to know what your mindset is. It wants to know everything about you, because winning does not lie. When you look in the mirror, you can lie and see what's on the surface. You cannot hide what's going on inside. And that's what people are not willing to see. The lies that are truly going on inside of them that are not allowing them to win over and over, or sometimes even win once. You have to look. Winning requires you to go so far deep inside yourself. It's way beyond the surface. It's way beyond internal. It's going to a place that a lot of people haven't visited in a long, long time, because they're afraid to visit that person, because when they visit that person, they don't know who that person is anymore.
See, I think we're all hardwired to do something really special with our life. And everything goes on the inside, shows on the outside. See, we're gifted with faculties of the mind that the average person knows nothing about. You have intuition, the will, reason, imagination, perception, memory. That's what separates us from all the rest of the forms of life. Our imagination. Hill said it's the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world's ever known. I can use my imagination to project myself into the future and bring the future into the present and start living there. You work from the imagination, you don't work to it. You work from it.
If you don't know where you want to be in 5 years, you're already there. So if you're in a place now where you're feeling lost, scared, confused, paralyzed by indecision, frustrated, whatever the myriad of negative emotions are that people struggle with on a daily basis, if that's where you're at now and you don't have that clear vision on where you want to go, what the meaning and purpose of your life is going to be, then it's inevitably going to be exactly what you're living right now.
Just imagine it. You, born free. You are able to walk, able to talk, able to see. My goodness, able to hear. Just look at you. How much you have, how much you will give somebody. I am a human being. Nothing human can be alien to me. It's a liberating phrase. And so is the idea that you have the possibility and the probability of being a rainbow in somebody's life.
It's not about the rain. It's what the rain represents. Life is always giving you a test, trying to give you a way out, trying to give you an excuse not to show up.
But guess what? You gotta have the mentality to show up every day of your life. No matter what life throws at you. It's our responsibility to show up to the Coliseum of life. Prepare for battle. I don't care what you're going through, what life's throwing at you. It's your responsibility to find your new 100%. Take it upon yourself to do that.
Winning is in all of us. We all want to win. But the path people take to get to winning, everybody wants the end result and they want to feel the sugar and the confetti and all that other stuff. But what you have to endure to win, no one wants to talk about. And that's what really winning is about, because you spend more time enduring it and being in and not in a good place. No matter what you do in life, where you're at, this is what winning takes. And it's in all of us. It's in all of us. You find wins every single day.
One thing that you need to realize is that you're a lot closer to your dreams than you think. And it isn't because you're one step away. It's because the person in the dream is you. It's just a version of you that's not yet come to life.
A last attitude is how you feel about yourself. Nothing more powerful than self-esteem, which creates self-confidence. The greatest steps towards success come from self-confidence. And that comes from self-esteem, doing what you know you should, so that at the end of the day, you have high self-esteem.
Being yourself creates confidence. Because the more that you pretend to be somebody that you're not, the more self-doubt, the more fear and paralysis that you're gonna feel. And I am here to tell you, confidence is waiting for you to show up. Confidence is the willingness to try. I want you to try more. I want you to be brave. Because every time you start to show up as yourself, the confidence is going to build. It's not a personality trait, it is a skill. This is fantastic news, because if it's a skill, it means you can practice this skill and you can build confidence. Because every time you try, you become more confident in who you're becoming. Even when you're full of doubt, if you move ahead and you do it anyway, you are building confidence. And that's the truth about life. It's that simple.
You need to become your dream. You need to become that future version of you every single day through your daily habits, through your disciplines, by following your mission and your purpose. As soon as you align to your purpose, every day, undeniably, you'll start to see the doors that are closed in front of you open. And you feel it inside of your chest every single day. Stop ignoring it and pick up the phone.
You can move through life at 7 times the rate of other people by simply changing when you say you're going to make a decision from end of week to end of day. 4 decisions that you needed to make. If the normal person takes a week to make the decision, and then their mind moves on to the next thing that they have anxiety for, decide another week, decide another week. It's a month to make those 4 decisions. Whereas the Superman takes 1 decision day 1, 2nd decision day 2, 3rd decision day 3, 4th decision day 4. They aren't even finished the week yet, and they're where the other person is at the end of the month. That speed of decision making, like not paying the attention cost, the opportunity cost of your time, I think it's really profound in terms of how quickly people move through life.
You can't wait for nobody else to fix you. You can't wait for nobody else to mature. You can't wait for nobody else to get to that part in their life where they come. You can't wait. I got great things in store for you. All I'm asking you to do is let this go so I can give you everything you've ever wanted. So I can put you where you always want to be. So I can put you where I ordained you to be, son. I gave you a gift. But I can't play like you play. Humans play. I don't play. We got to stop all this talking. And we got to start doing, because when we do, people want to follow you when it seems like it's working.
The most important question to ask is, what pain do you want in your life? What are you willing to struggle for? Anything worthwhile is going to require some degree of pain and struggle. So, If you're oriented toward the pain and the struggle, you're probably going to be more aligned with what you're capable of accomplishing rather than if you just orient toward the pleasures. We say, find the thing which you enjoy the most, but really what you're finding is what is the pain you're prepared to swallow the most. Nothing worthwhile is going to come without discomfort.
Let's say you're in the hospital bed and you're getting ready to die and somebody walks in the room and you don't know them, they don't know you, and you have one copy of your book and it's sitting right there on the table. And you're taking your last breath and you're talking to this person and you say to them, I want you to read this book. As you're dying, think about this. That book that you just wrote, that woman, man, whatever, reading that book, would it change their life forever? And if it's not changing their life forever, you have to rewrite your book.
The power of right now and having one more moment and one more minute is so beautiful. It's so blessed. It's so big. It's so amazing. Why would we spend that minute in history? Why would we spend that minute in the past when we could be fully present in creating the future? And so, you know, I think most people think, Jay, everyone else is gonna die. I think they just, I'm not gonna die. Or they go, I'll get around to being happy. I'll get around to making my masterpiece of my life. I'll get around to my dreams. I'm gonna get around to fixing this relationship that's broken. I'm gonna get around to feeling those emotions. And then it's another day, and they keep it in the distance until there are no more days. And I don't care if you're 18 years old listening to this, 28 or 48. We don't know if we have one more day or 100 more days or 1,000 more days. But we know this, there'll eventually be a time where we don't have any more days. And so why would we spend the ones that are coming looking at the past?
Don't focus on the past. It's gone. You'll never get it back. Don't worry about the future. It's not here yet. You have to learn to live in this present moment and figure out a way to make it beautiful. And remember that the purpose of your life is nothing else other than to learn to enjoy the passage of time.
So here's the good news. You aren't going backwards, and you probably never will be. You can't undo your progress or unlearn things that took you so long to figure out. Failure, mistakes, and wrong decisions are all still progress. Because even if you don't succeed immediately, you still learn a lesson. And if necessary, you learn it again. Whichever one it is, no matter how much it hurts, you're still moving forward.
No matter what has happened to you till now, you will use the experience of life only to upgrade your life, not to degrade your life. Whatever is past, whether it is the previous moment or many years ago, whatever is past is dead. It has no influence on our lives. It is only the way we react to it. If you take this vow to respond to your past, to see how the experience of life is turned into wisdom and not into a wound within you.
You're going to have such a period in your life where it seems like it's not working. You're going to have doubts, you're going to have a lot of trials and tribulations and challenges, and everybody has what's called a turn back moment. You always have a moment in your life where the direction you're going, you will have to make a decision to keep going or you turn back. The sad thing is, the average person turns back. But think about this, if you're going somewhere and you turn back, you can never get there.
But the time is now, man. And what I mean by that is we can no longer put off what should be done today till tomorrow. We can't no longer put off what should have been done yesterday until tomorrow. The time is now. The time is now to go for it. The time is now to stop settling for less. The time is now to get the most out of your life. The time is now to start that dream. The time is now to start that idea. The time is now to set standards and stand by them. The time is now in your life.
Once fear is acted upon, the death of fear is certain. If you had 6 months to live, what would you do differently? Would you have the same job? Would you be worried about things that you're worried about right now? Would you have the same relationships? Would you have the same people in your life?
When no one sees those hours, those countless moments when you're grinding, when it's just you, but God and you. And you got to trust that God gave you the ability and the opportunity and the desire to be more so you can serve more. So you might as well keep watering that dream every day. And sometimes the water that you give your dream are the tears of frustration because you haven't had it yet. Stay that hungry, stay that mad, stay that frustrated, but put that fuel in the tank of purpose and drive yourself to the next level.
Because when you live an easy life, your life is really hard. When you do hard things, your life becomes easy. How much adversity can you handle and still keep making good decisions, still keep putting one foot in front of the other, still keep leading people that you're meant to lead? And if you can crank up that thermostat by intentionally doing hard things, running towards pain, doing that one more set, one more rep, one more step, one more sales call, one more knock on the door, one more thing, one more degree than everybody else. All it takes is that one extra degree consistently compounded over time. You become a savage of a human.
And never rely on tomorrow to bail you out, because it can't and it won't. That's why you need to make every day your masterpiece. That's why every moment matters. So today, you got it in your hand. Grab it, do it right now. If you do it now, you're preparing for tomorrow. If you don't do it now, tomorrow, you're going to try to repair yesterday. And you just can't do that well. Every moment matters.
All that stuff you've ever imagined, it's just been God showing you a preview of a coming attraction He has for you. The problem with your imagination is you tell it to the wrong people.
As a matter of conscious experience, the reality of your life is always now. And I think that this is a liberating truth about the nature of the human mind. Probably nothing more important to understand about your mind than that if you want to be happy in this world. The past is a memory, it's a thought arising in the present. The future is merely anticipated. It is another thought arising now. What we truly have is this moment.
At the end of the day, everything that we do starts and ends with our attitude. How we perform, how we function, how we get along with others, it all starts with attitude. Now, the beautiful thing about attitude is there's only one person that gets to decide our attitude, and that's, of course, ourselves. It's changing the conversation in your own head. It's recognizing your greatness. It's recognizing the great things you were put on this earth to do.
It's not the fact that you are unblemished. It's the fact that you are unbothered by that loss. And you go back to the drawing board and find out, what does it take to win again? That takes real greatness. You have a rematch clause in your life for a reason. That's why every day is a new day. It's a rematch against everything that has ever defeated you, and you get to go back at it.
You don't make it. No one makes it. Every day, you have to be trying to do better. Make sure that you approach life with a learned perspective. You're a better person than you were the day before, and whatever you're trying to do, whatever it is that you're doing, you're trying to do better every day. That's just that day. The next day, you got to go back to work.
You can decide that you're going to stand up to life. You can decide that I'm going to live each day as if it were my last. You have the power to make that decision. You can decide, I'm going to work on myself and develop myself. I'm going to empower me. And all of these things that are happening to me right now, they're just temporary inconveniences. They're not stronger than I am. I'm in charge here.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. That it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And that your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. All of the time that you have spent being humble, being quiet, being meek in the corner of the room has not been noble. It has not been an act of valor. It has been an act of cowardice. Believing that you are not worthy of stepping into the spotlight, that you are not worthy of sharing your voice, of encouraging, of uplifting, of being the example of excellence that may just inspire the person next to you.
That positive self-talk about who you are will make you become that person that other people will see. I have to believe that I'm great. I have to believe that I'm capable. I have to believe that I can win. And if I do those things, we can make that happen.
The man or woman the arena has been waiting for, and your name is being called and echoed from the foundations of the earth with a plan from God to enable you to win. All you have to do is stay in the fight. It's never been about your record. It's about how much you're counted on. All you have to do is stay in the fight.
We manage to never really connect with the present moment and find fulfillment there because we are continually hoping to become happy in the future, and the future never arrives. It is always now. However much you feel you need to plan for the future, to anticipate it, to mitigate risks, the reality of your life is now. Even when we think we're in the present moment, we are, in very subtle ways, always looking over its shoulder, anticipating what's coming next. We're always solving a problem, and it's possible to simply drop your problem, if only for a moment, and enjoy whatever is true of your life in the present.
The things that influence us the most, the things that affect the way you think and feel and live your life and the actions you take and the results you get, most of what controls us are invisible forces. Visible forces, and the most powerful of forces of all are human emotion. Anger, rage, love, passion, compassion. Those will change you more than, and they're invisible, but they determine the quality of your life.
Overcoming the negative conversation, that inner dialogue that's going on all the time, even when you don't want it to be there. You can't stop yourself right now from thinking. You can't do it. It's going on. And so learning how to empower yourself, part of doing that is standing up to yourself. You've got to stand up inside yourself sometimes and say, shut up. That's why you've got to learn to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to stand up inside yourself. Working on yourself, watching that inner dialogue, it will determine the quality of your life.
Playing small does not only affect you. Why do you play small? Why do you choose to remain silent when you know you were meant to speak up?
Stop looking at the enemy and thinking that the challenges that you face, that there's a glass ceiling, that there's someone holding you back. And remember that you were born for greatness and that you have a record of all of your own. You've defeated bigger challenges than this. This one just happens to be the newest one. Don't let your fear outweigh your faith.
If you can just keep believing, when nothing in you is working, when all your external forces have given way, if you can just manage to somehow keep hoping, just hope. You ain't even really got to believe. All you got to do is hope.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, do it with everything that you have. Develop the habit of giving more than what you're paid for. Develop the habit of setting standards that others will be measured by. Someone said, do not go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and leave a trail.
There are too many of us that are waiting for right situations to produce. What I'm asking you is, yeah, you went through a hard season, and yeah, another one might be up ahead, but what are you producing in the middle?
There's going to come a moment in your life when you realize that all the dreams that you've had were too small. It's because you played it safe. You thought it was okay to just believe that you're going to have some success. Some is not enough.
Champions are broken. People look at champions and try and find something that that champion has that they don't have. He's like, but it's not that at all. They lack something everyone else has, which is an off button. They just don't stop.
Maybe your path in life is harder right now because your calling is so much higher.
I would rather you set your sights not on the moon, but on the stars, because in the process of shooting for the stars, you will hit the moon, guaranteed. But in the process of shooting for the moon, you might completely miss it and hit nothing.
The real message is we all started from nowhere. I mean, we all had bullshit jobs. We all felt like losers. But through time and effort, you build a stronger human. You build a stronger body, you build a stronger mind, you build accomplishments and will and momentum. And then you look back and you go, hey man, I'm not washing tables anymore.
Not when all is available, not when all your gifts haven't been exposed and explored, and so you can discover what you were made for.
To succeed, you must fail. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there. All the answers to all the test questions. The test is your life. I need to visit it. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there.
The world is a lesser place if you do not reveal from within yourself what you have to reveal. And the fact that the world is a lesser place actually turns out not to be trivial. Like if you aren't everything you could be, more people will die, more people will suffer, more evil will be unconstrained, more tyranny will reign, more chaos will remain chaotic and dangerous, all of that.
One of the most damaging things that any human can do is set low standards and then achieve those standards.
The ultimate in compensation for human beings, to have more control over your own destiny.
There's so many people that are in that starting point. What do I don't know what to do. What should I do? You're gonna have to figure it out, one foot in front of the other, to find a thing and keep working at it and get better at it.
Go deep into the dungeon of my soul and say, okay, what is making you a quitter? What is making you a weak man? What is making you afraid? That's why I kept on quitting and going back to start, or not knowing how to get through hard times.
I think we can all agree we all want more. We have dreams, we have goals. We gotta ask ourselves, first, more what? And that starts, I think, by going and answering that question, what do I value the most?
And it goes, I wish for the world to realize all of their dreams so that they can realize they don't make them complete. And he's talking about that most people's dreams are very like external, like champions, like they want to win a medal, they win a trophy, they want a nice car and all this stuff, then you get it. And when you have everything, you realize this isn't what I wanted, I don't feel complete right now.
We must become everything that we were intended to be the day that God gave you breath. Because with that breath, you have to use it to go out and grab something. And as long as you're believing, as long as you're breathing, as long as you're achieving, keep going forward. Go past your doubt, go past the dream, until you have to dream again.
Constantly rewrite your book every day of your life. These are conversations I have with myself. And I say it everywhere I go, the most important conversation when you have it yourself. You live with it every single day, but most of our conversations are not the right ones.
But failure is the most information-rich data stream on planet Earth. But to accurately assess the data and figure out what it's telling you about why you failed to some extent, or why it was more inefficient than it needs to be. You have to be willing to stare nakedly at your own inadequacies, take responsibility for the outcome, not make it somebody else's fault or the economy's fault or whatever, any external force. If you're making it an external problem, you're never going to be able to learn the lesson you need to learn in order to improve your behavior so that you can then execute better and make more progress.
Moving forward, set higher standards in your fitness, in your ability to orate, to speak. Enough with setting low standards and hitting those standards and being proud of yourself. Like, fuck, man, let's get to it.
Stop saying, I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said, I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to prep toward.
That if you want to find peace with yourself, self-understanding, self-knowledge, self-esteem, all of these things are going to be found only through sacrifice, getting uncomfortable, reevaluating what your normal is, and putting yourself in situations that you don't want to do.
Yeah, the desire to change, to change those circumstances, whatever it might be. As long as you have to have that desire, the will to change those circumstances. That's your start right there. Have the will, the desire to change it. There's your start point.
Sometimes life will happen to you, and you won't have time to say no. You won't have time to think that you can't do it. The only time you will have is to act, to take the leap of faith and believe that everything is going to be all right. Take that leap of faith. Trust yourself and know within yourself that everything's going to be all right.
You're gonna die never even trying to reach your full potential.
Hopelessness is a state of mind. Don't live your entire life hopeless and unfulfilled. Go to your dream. And if you never make it, if you die before you get to your dream, die going to your dream. At least you will finish this world, not just sitting saying, man, if only. There are no if onlys. There is, what are we going to do now?
There comes a time in every man's walk in his development, in his dreams and aspiration, where he has to realize that there are limitations. That is not a negative, that is not a line in the sand that you can't cross, but it's a barrier. And when you come across that barrier, you have two choices. I am either blocked in, or I'm locked in by that, or I step over it with authority, saying that will not be the line that stops me in life. Some call that the Mendoza line. That's the average line. That's someone who doesn't go for greatness. But if you ever dare to be more, you got to be willing to cross that line. You see, the line is there as a measuring stick of what makes a man or a woman great. It's the measuring stick that tells you whether or not you have enough within you to be able to overcome everything that comes up against you.
You can't be who you used to be and who you're going to be at the same time, right? At a certain point, you got to sacrifice something. Every next level of our lives demands a new version of us. You're trying to accomplish new goals, new dreams, and new aspirations, but you're operating from an old place mentally. And so when you say, is your software updated, what I'm referring to is knowledge base, environment, people, things you're trying to accomplish. Is it updated?
You can't be comfortable with yourself if you don't know who yourself is. And you can't know who yourself is if you don't stop looking at how everybody around you is and start looking at what makes you comfortable and what makes you uniquely you.
So the thing that I would tell people, man, that's in transition,
that's in pursuit, don't postpone your joy, don't postpone your happiness, and don't postpone your peace. If you're not where you want to be, if you haven't accomplished the things that you seek to accomplish, if you haven't got the things done that you're trying to get done, because oftentimes we look at it like, man, if I get here, it'd be great, it'd be all good. You end up postponing your joy, your happiness, and your peace, right? Which I feel is a big mistake. Enjoy the moment and all that it entails, the totality of it. Enjoy all that comes with it, because I can guarantee you there's always lessons present. Whether we capture them is another thing, but it's always lessons that's present.
Greatness is a desire. It's a desire to overcome everything that ever tried to stop you. And the only way for you to ever get there, the only way for you to become great, is you to find out what it takes for you to not quit. Is it in you? Is it in you every morning when you get out of bed? Is it in you when there's a quota hanging over your head? You gotta step over the line with authority.
You gotta face the reality of who you are. You gotta face the reality of what you are. And nobody's gonna tell you that like you yourself will tell you that. And if you are not a person that you are comfortable being alone with, that is the one person in this universe that you have full power, full right, and full responsibility to change.
You know, sometimes we're sailing through life, basking in moments of triumph and happiness, when all of a sudden, things change. The turbulent winds of adversity strike. Your world seems to crumble right around you. Your dreams seem to fly away. The setbacks, failures, and challenges that you face seem to threaten your spirit and to break it. How are you going to respond? It is in these moments of adversity that your best self can be revealed. Your resilience can shine the brightest.
Are you tired yet? But some of you need to get tired. You need to be tired of what's going on in your life. Get tired of your habits. Get tired of your results. Get tired of the actions that you're putting in every day. You gotta change, man, or nothing changes.
Excuses sound best to the person that's making them up. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's game on. It's focus. It's go season. You got a problem with your life. You got a problem with your environment. Do something about it. If you want it, go get it.
Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I led you to believe it was easy when it wasn't. Maybe I made you think my highlights started at the free throw line and not in the gym. Maybe I made you think that every shot I took was a game winner. That my game was built on flash and not fire. Maybe I destroyed the game. Or maybe you're just making excuses.
These challenges that you face, they're gonna do their best to take you down. Do not let them. Stand up, dig in, line up those problems and confront them, face them, fight them. Do not let them bring you down. In fact, let those challenges raise you up. Let them elevate you.
Will I be honest with who I am? Will I pass the test of time? Will I stand here and show that I am more than just a reflection of an image that others have projected upon me? Will you live up to your expectations, your potential, and show them that you're made of something more than glass?
Do you know that the lotus, one of the most beautiful flowers, grows in a swamp? We've all heard of post-traumatic stress, right? But there's also a phenomenon known as post-traumatic growth. And so often it is our most difficult experiences that put us in a crucible that transform us. I have grown the most from my most painful times. When I'm going through them, I'm not going to tell you that I enjoy them. But you want to allow pain to serve you.
What happened to you, the pain, the hurt, the struggle, it didn't make you better. You made you better. The struggle didn't make you who you are. It's because of who you are that you were able to turn a struggle into opportunity. You chose growth over pain, to build character instead of walls, to expand your heart instead of hardening to the world. You kept loving, kept trusting. You chose resilience and vulnerability when it would have been a hell of a lot easier to shut down and shut it all out. You chose to remain kind and soft in the face of cruelty. The exact same cruelty that could have turned you into someone that you're not. And with that, let's give credit where credit's due. That's all you.
You're stuck and unsure about what to do with your life? Stop overcomplicating it. Money, titles, and approval from others are the wages of being a person of value. Ask yourself one question: what problem do I care about solving? Because here's the truth: money follows value, and value comes from solving real problems. So find something that bothers you, something you can't stop thinking about, and go all in on solving that. That's where fulfillment, success, and meaning are found. If you don't learn this and keep wandering aimlessly, you're doing yourself a massive disservice.
So when you love yourself, you do better work, you eat better. When you love yourself, you install the habits of mastery. When you love yourself, you treat people with civility and politeness. When you love yourself, you don't give up on your mighty mission. When you love yourself, you celebrate your ambitions. When you love yourself, you walk your talk and you speak with your voice and you trust your innovation and you honor your creativity. Self-love is a huge generating force of world class.
Path of personal development is befriending uncertainty. Almost all decisions that you make in the beginning, you have incomplete data and you have to make decisions anyways. And so it's growing comfortable with taking your best bad guess and being directionally correct rather than searching for a perfect answer, because a perfect answer assumes perfect information, which you could only have after you begin. And so in some ways, making a decision is the perfect answer so that you can get the information to then improve the quality of the decision later. And I think that one loop is what a lot of people miss out on, is they obsess for years sometimes on the perfect pick, the perfect business, the perfect job, the perfect me, when most of the times beginning each step eliminates the next step, which means the information, the feedback that you get from walking gives you more about where to walk than trying to sit at the beginning in the darkness and pick a direction.
The willingness to be disliked is a superpower. If you develop the willingness to be disliked, you will inevitably have the courage to do the hard things that most people are not willing to do. This will then imbue your life with a sense of meaning and importance. It will also lead to success that others will be too intimidated to go after. But I would go even further than this. I would argue that until you're comfortable with the disapproval of others, you are not truly a free individual yourself. You must develop the ability to be disliked in order to free yourself from the prison of other people's opinions. Learn to do what's right, even if others think it might be wrong. Learn to tolerate criticism and negative feedback, because that's what will make you better. Learn to be laughed at, hated on, and trolled, because if you can become comfortable with the hate, you'll be f***ing unstoppable.
It's like you, I was filled with anxiety, and I still am filled with anxiety to this day. But I think the right thing to do is not to run away from the anxiety, but to lean into it and channel it into pursuing with everything you got the things you're passionate about. And it may turn out in the end that your life will have unexpected chapters. But as long as you're chasing dreams and goals with absolute, unwavering dedication, good stuff will come of it.
We all get to choose. What hard are we gonna have? Are we gonna have the hard of creating and becoming and being a great example for everybody else, honoring the people who came before us and setting a great example for the people coming after us? Or are we gonna cruise? Or are we gonna coast? Or are we just gonna be another poor little me? Another person that dies with all the hopes and dreams and amazing ideas that could have helped people while you were here. Who says at the end of their life, I coulda, I should've, I wish I had. Or are you gonna be the person that says at the end of their life, I fucking did it?
The greats do things when they don't always want to. And I think that's what separates good from great.
Master self-discipline. Become the person that regardless of how you feel, you can consistently go through the motions. Be the person that you can count on. Do it because you said that you would, because it is what will get you closer to obtaining legacy. Operate like a finely tuned, highly efficient machine, continuously making improvements through trial and error. Do this until the day comes that you can operate optimally without even having to think about it, without any effort, because you are just that good, that finely tuned. When you reach this level of performance, the rate at which you would improve skyrockets exponentially, and you will be soaring past the achievements that you once believed to be impossible. But you have to get over this first hump. Think of this as life or death, because this is the difference between you continuing to be stuck in the cycle versus actually living the life that you dream of.
Self-discovery is the path to self-mastery and true craftsmanship. Daily practice, something you do every single day to fire up those neurons, you understand? This will help you realize your edge, what makes you unique, and give you the confidence to not give a damn, because you know who you are. Because let me tell you something, you're gonna get a lot of flowers, you're gonna get a lot of praise, but you're gonna get hate too.
It's better to be hated for who you truly are than adored for who you truly aren't. No amount of external approval will make up for the inevitable lack of fulfillment that comes from trying to be someone that you're not. True love and connection require authenticity. Without it, there's only dishonest attachment.
You should be viewing every single thing that happens in your life as a learning experience. Every good thing you do, every bad thing you do, the things you do to people, the things people do to you, regardless of the situation, there is always something embedded in there that you can use to make you better. And if you do that, if you view every single interaction, every single situation that you encounter as a learning experience, you will never lose, because most people are just coasting through life, completely asleep at the wheel, not paying attention to anything that goes on, not looking for lessons, not trying to improve, and they view every single situation that they encounter as just what happens to them. And those people will always blame two things before they ever blame themselves. They will blame someone else or their circumstances. And if you can just skip those two and look for the thing that you could do better in every single situation, you will always win no matter what.
All the worry, all the pressure and expectation that you're trying to live up to, where is it taking you? All the fake rules in your head that you're living by, what's the end goal? The imaginary milestones in your head are just that, imaginary. And think about it this way. You've already achieved goals that you once said would make you happy. So instead of predicating your happiness on these external achievements, become a person who is fully committed to working towards all the things that you want in life, regardless of timeline, and most importantly, enjoying the process. Chances are you're more likely to find the success that you want through the pursuit of happiness rather than happiness through the pursuit of success. Remember that one.
Price to pay for everything, and that includes inaction. That includes not doing anything. There's a consequence to pay for just sitting there. in your thoughts, in your feelings, not running, not chasing after you want, not going after your dreams. There's a consequence to listening to the opinions of people that don't even know what you have inside. There's a consequence. You better study consequences of people before you that didn't act on the things they wanted to truly act on. There's a consequence. So I weigh the consequences.
Life isn't forever. It finally comes to an end. One of the Beatles wrote, "All things must pass." The sunrise doesn't last all day. Spring doesn't last all summer. The sunset doesn't last all night. We all have periods of time, pieces of time. And when those pieces of time comes, what you've got to do is take advantage of each time that comes. At the longest, life is brief. At the longest, life is just a small period of time. Don't waste the chance. Don't let them all pass. Take advantage.
Dreams require action, not permission. You need to go after everything that's in your heart today. You got to go ahead and say that today is day one of me going after everything that's supposed to come after me. The domino of today will set off a trigger that will bring everything into fruition. Your goals, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. And when you increase your capacity, understand that you must also increase your tenacity. How bad do you want it? Because at every level there's a new devil, but whatever devil that is assigned to you can't stop you. Eagles are often attacked by crows, but a crow can't stop an eagle from elevating. So what the eagle does, rather than match wits and try to fight a crow, it elevates above the level of the lung capacity of the crow, because it knows that the crow can't roam where they go. You gotta have the capacity to keep growing, the tenacity to never stop.
So here I am, a speck on this little blue dot we call planet Earth. Because look at the opportunity I have. I'm alive. I can decide what I do, where I go, how much money I can make, how hard I work, who I surround myself with. I can choose who I want to be. Look, nobody said it was easy. There is no magic wand that just makes everything okay. To make life better, to make people not come after you and make you feel less than. But that's okay, because they don't control you. You are in control of you, completely. It's like my father says, you give life half a chance, and it will survive. You all have way more than half a chance. So what are you gonna do with it?
The path you have chosen is going to be a difficult one. Your new life is going to cost you your old one. It's going to cost you your comfort zone and your sense of direction. It's going to cost you being liked and understood, but that doesn't matter. The people who are meant for you are going to meet you on the other side. All you're going to lose is what was built for a person you no longer are. Remaining attached to a life you're unhappy with is the greatest act of self-sabotage. And releasing it is what you must prepare for to truly be willing to see real change.
There were many before us that had half, a quarter of what we have, that made something amazing of their lives. There are people flying that couldn't walk, people singing that couldn't breathe. And guess what? You're not what they told you you were. Only you can be put in a box if you let yourself get put in the box. Whatever they say about you is a reflection on them, not you. I'll say it again. What they say about you is a reflection on them, not you. You're not an imposter. You belong here. And so when I look up the sky and I tell myself, you're just one in a billion, insignificant, and I talk myself out of the contribution, I go, no, maybe I'm actually 1 in a billion. That unique thing that's independent to me.
I know you want everything to happen right now. You may have been working for a very long time, and at this point you feel like you have earned the result. But you have to understand that things aren't going to happen at the speed at which you think they should happen. Things are going to happen at the speed that they are supposed to happen. The only thing you can control are the inputs, the work, the hours, the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into what you're trying to do. You don't get to control the output. Instead, say, this is what I'm willing to do every single day until I get the result that I want. And I'm not willing to wait 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the hardest thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Easy doesn't enter the realm of life.
Now you're going to be disappointed. Let me put this in here. When this doesn't work out, just as you planned, you're going to be disappointed. But here's what you must learn to do as a leader. Learn to discipline your disappointment. Be disappointed, but don't let it kill you. You've just got to understand, sometimes the seed falls on shallow ground. And it didn't say what to do about the shallow ground. It just said, that's the way it is.
Because you're sad, now you're going to make a bunch of bad decisions because you're sad. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You're sad, okay. You get emotional sometimes, okay. Got it. Now, get control of your emotions and carry on with your life. And sometimes you're going to get hit with those waves, and that's okay. I'm having an emotional moment right now. There's something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. The other extreme is, I'm letting my emotions run my life, and I'm making a bunch of bad decisions, and my excuse is, well, I lost some friends, or I had this traumatic experience happen to me. That's why I'm doing. That's just an excuse. And it's a very easy excuse, and you can't act like that.
Your expectations define your happiness more than your circumstances. If you only wished to be happy, this could be easily accomplished. But we wish to be happier than other people, and this is always difficult, for we believe others are happier than they are.
Because only doing the thing is doing the thing. When I say do, don't think, I don't mean you shouldn't think at all. I mean, of course, some thought is necessary, but don't let that thinking turn into overthinking. It's so easy to get caught up in planning and worrying that you never actually take the first step. Might not go as planned, and you may even mess it up.
But that's part of the process. You try, you mess it up, you reassess, and then you go again.
So, let's just start. Even if it feels messy, you've got this.
You can go from failure to success, but you can't go from excuses to success. Just always exceed. Do more than what anyone else would ever expect out of you. That's who we are.
I think everything about discipline. Everything about discipline, and every day. And every day, train, sleep, eat, repeat. It's have to become your lifestyle, and everything here in mental, in everything about mental. It's like when you become champion, what you feel like. And I said, no, in my mind, I was always champion.
You are more powerful than you believe. If you are experiencing some sort of discomfort at the moment, whether that be stress, sadness, or uncertainty, I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, the power, the essence within you, your soul, will overcome this. You will prevail and rise above the unbearable state that you are currently in. And I understand that you may be asking when. When will you be alleviated from this discomfort? But you must know that regardless of when, the hurt that you feel right now serves no other purpose than to strengthen you. So whether it is today or tomorrow, every single moment that you sit with this, you are growing, becoming a version of yourself that is stronger and wiser than ever before. There may also be a part of you that says it will never end, that you will never find the answer. But you must know, you always find the answer. I want you to imagine a bustling city undergoing a grand renovation. Streets that once thrummed with daily life are now cloaked in scaffolding and echo with the sounds of construction. Familiar landmarks fade into the mist of renovation. The city's pulse seems to falter as old paths are closed and the landscape shifts. Yet this tumultuous symphony of transformation is not mere noise. As the dust settles, the city will emerge not just altered but reborn. If you're thinking, what's this got to do with me? Then listen to this. In your journey of self-improvement, you might find that your personal renovation disrupts established routines and, most especially, relationships. When this happens, I want you to remember that city. It evolved to better serve its inhabitants, even if they didn't realize it. Your growth is reshaping your life to support new and improved opportunities. This isn't an anomaly, it's a natural consequence of your progress.
Growth doesn't come from nowhere. It's not like you wake up one day and you're a new person. Growth is gradual, and the potential to be your greatest self has always existed inside of you. You're not suddenly a new person for going through change. You're just more evolved. What happens is that with time, you learn to embrace everything about you, and you start to show the world who you truly were all along.
If you want the future to change for you, you've got to change. If you don't change, the next 6 years of your life is going to be just like the last 6. You'll still be behind on your bills. You'll still be behind on your promises. If you will change, everything will change for you. If you will get better, everything will get better for you. If you'll change your philosophy, if you'll change your habits, if you'll refine your thinking, if you'll change and accept some new disciplines, if you'll turn the corner where you've been in the past, go for a new life for the future, all kinds of remarkable things will happen for you if you will change.
Biggest mistake a person can do is give up. You might not reach the best version of yourself in this lifetime, but a better one than you are right now.
Remember, you won't get everything you want. Simply sometimes it hails on your crop and rains on your parade. It's that kind of planet. You must learn to handle the negative. Don't ignore it, handle it.
Thoughts aren't true. Feelings don't require actions. Things aren't good or bad, they just are. Our greatest enemy is ignorance. To change your life, change your surroundings. Our actions, not our pasts, define who we are.
You can't change what's going on around you until you start changing what's going on inside you. Strength doesn't come from the things that you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't do.
Start first with the smallest of disciplines, and do not neglect them and do not disregard them as being trifling. Everything matters, everything's important. Good phrase to take home. All disciplines affect each other. In fact, here's a good philosophical phrase. If you hadn't thought of it before, here it is. Everything affects everything else. It's so easy to be casual and say, well, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I'm telling you, everything matters. Of course, some things matter more than others, but there isn't anything that doesn't matter.
You see, without goals, you're easily stopped because you don't know what you want. First of all, decide exactly what you want. Most people never do that. Second of all, he said, determine the price you're going to have to pay to get it, and then start paying it.
When you're dedicated to the dream, you stay committed past the inconvenience. When you're dedicated to the dream, you stay consistent past the challenges. When you're dedicated to the dream, you keep stepping up no matter what obstacles show up. Do you feel me? Do you hear me? Do you understand me? When the support said no, my dedication said yes. When my desire said no, my dedication said yes. My dedication was like, forget how you feel and remember what's real. Let me be straight up with you. Feelings don't fulfill missions. Dedication does.
First step to changing your life is believing in yourself. You have to believe within the whole core of your being that you can achieve this thing that is new, scary, and something you've never done before. But To do that, you have to have courage. And to have courage, you have to have belief. So what does it really mean to believe in yourself? That means waking up every single day, looking yourself in the mirror and telling yourself that you can do it. That means undoing years of trauma that you've been through. That means doing the inner work to change how your brain works, reprogramming yourself.
I'm going to ask you today, what are you willing to do to step forward with courage? My good friend James Dixon says, it's that midnight calling that happens. And are you willing to step into that calling? It's challenging. I love what Henry David Thoreau said. He said, you know, if one walks confidently towards their dream at common hours, you'll come to an invisible barrier. But with courage, and remember, courage is not the absence of fear, it's how we deal with fear. You step through, and on the other side of that, you find new universal laws available to you. And all of a sudden, it's like magic. Things open up for you. It takes such great faith to keep taking those steps. Martin Luther King said, true faith is when you take a step on a staircase and you can't see the whole staircase, but every step gives you a new vision that can guide you and lead you, that there's something greater within you. And when you have that fear, can I do this? And can you step forth in your faith and your strength? There's so much available to you to do. And when you live that way, oh my gosh, every day is a brand new day to see, hey, what can I do today to bring more fruit to this world? What can I do to help myself move forward? And if you honor that, if you got 1% better today, think what that means if you challenge yourself to be 1% better each and every day where you end up. This is a gift that you can absolutely be.
No matter what you are going through in life, how sad you are, how much pain you're feeling, the trauma that you're going through, you are strong enough to see another day.
Life can be heavy, especially if you try to carry it all at once. Part of growing up and moving into new chapters of your life is about catch and release. What I mean by that is knowing what things to keep and what things to release.
Here's a qualifying phrase. You may not be able to do all you find out, but you should find out all you can do. See, you don't want to wind up at the end of your life and discover that you've lived only 1/10 of it, and the other 9/10 went down the drain, not for lack of opportunity, for lack of information.
You are your own worst enemy. You waste precious time dreaming of the future instead of engaging in the present. Since nothing seems urgent to you, you're only half involved in what you do.
We're a very creative species, right? We have language, we have consciousness, we have immense powers. Those powers developed under the pressures of necessity, of having to get things done, of having to survive in a very brutal, ruthless world. And under the pressure, we had to think, we had to be creative, we had to be inventive, we had to be strategic. The human brain evolved under immense amounts of pressure. So in your brain, when you're feeling that barometric pressure, it's like, I gotta get this done. You work like a fiend. Energy, your whole body responds. You accomplish things that would normally take you months, you do it in days because you feel that pressure. You take away that pressure and you don't know what to do. Wander around, you're lost, you have no energy, you have no focus. So your brain needs pressure. And stress and pressure is not a bad thing. We have this thing where we feel like stress is bad. It's bad for you, bad. You know, you need to relax, man. You need to chill. Stress will kill you. No, being bored will kill you. Not having anything to do will kill you is much more dangerous than stress.
What you think about is like this sail on the sailboat. No matter how the storm blows or how the winds blow, if you've got a place you want to arrive, you can't arrive there by cursing the contrary winds. You arrive there by adjusting the set of the sail. And they said that's your thinking, that's ideas, that's information. And if you're short on that, sure enough, it's going to cause you difficulty in the future.
The hero is the person who confronts horrible, chaotic potential and tames it and makes something of it, right? That's the fundamental human story. But the problem is that you have to face what you don't want to face in order to fix it.
Yeah.
And so you look at all the things about yourself that need to be burned off, that need to be dispensed with. And that, man, especially at the beginning, especially if you're screwed up, that may be like 95% of you just has to go up in flames. And it's painful. Even some of that stuff that you have to burn off doesn't want to die. And it'll scream in agony while you're burning it off. It's not pleasant. But if you know that you're the thing that can transcend your problems, most fundamentally, if you know you're the thing that, if it faces the problems, can transcend them, then you have the faith that would enable you to take stock of who you are.
Are you actually trying as hard as you can, or are you just trying hard enough to be able to signal to other people that you're trying as hard as you can? Are you taking every single opportunity that you have to sharpen your sword, to get better, to make a little bit of progress? Or are you really doing like 20% of what you could actually do, but it's just enough so that everybody else thinks, oh wow, he works hard? Doing the work to maintain other people's idea of you is not the same thing as doing the work to produce the result. Because in order to produce the result that you probably want, it's going to take a lot of work that people will never see. Anybody can do the look at me work, the hey, check me out, I work hard work. But in reality, it's the quiet work that actually wins.
So the thing is, when you want to build something great, it's not easy to do. And when you're doing something that's not easy to do, you're not always enjoying it. I don't love every day of my job. I don't think every day brings me joy. Nor does joy have to be the definition of a good day. And so I think that what people misunderstand is somehow the best jobs are the one that brings you happiness all the time. I don't think that that's right. You have to suffer, you have to struggle, you have to endeavor, you have to do those hard things and work through it in order to really appreciate what you've done.
Pressure is a privilege. That's what makes you. And mistakes are not failures. Do not ever perceive a mistake as a failure. Perceive it as feedback. Everything is feedback. Pay attention, be curious, be nimble, don't take things personally, and never lose sight of your dream. Struggle is a never-ending process. Freedom is never really won. You earn it and win it in every generation.
Few things will eat at you more than having a dream and doing nothing about it. Not only do you push yourself away from the life you could be living, but you ruin your self-respect and you show yourself that you don't value the things that you want. You give yourself permission to be complacent, and you show yourself that it's okay to break the promises you make to yourself. But it's not, and you know it. Do whatever it takes to do whatever it is you know you need to do. Don't make excuses, because few things have a greater price than inaction.
Think of what failure looks like and do everything in your power to avoid it. Are you going to regret not pushing yourself today? There are no excuses around here. Get it done.
Denzel.
Yes.
When we all leave this earth, and we all will, what do you want to be remembered for?
You never see a U-Haul behind a hearse.
You know, you can't take it with you. Yeah. And be it money, talent, patience, love, whatever your gift is, you can't take it with you. So what are you going to do with it when you're here?
So if you're gonna fail, fail big. I like that philosophy. I do too. You know, I'm not a fall back mentality kind of person. People would say, well, you know, better have another career to fall back on. I'm like, I don't want to fall back on anything. If I fall, I want to fall forward.
Strength, leadership, power, authority, guidance, patience are God's gift to us as men. We have to cherish that. I'll say it again. Don't confuse movement with progress, because you can run in place and not get anything done. So are you moving forward, and who are you taking with you? And how you made things better by the God-given talent that you all have in whatever area it may be. Those who can do. Those who can. Talk about those who can. Yeah. Now, can you or can you not? Or you just want to sit on the sideline to talk about other people, or can you step up? Who have you lifted up? Who have you made better? Who have you helped out? Not how much do you have, but what you have. Some people have love, some have patience, some have money, some have fame. Whatever your talent is, we all have something. Help your fellow man. I mean, that's the way I look at it. At the end of the day, none of us are perfect. You know, none of us are angels, but you do the best you can with what you have. I'm human. I'm just like you. You know, what I have will not keep me on this earth for one more day. I never looked at things as problems. I look at them as opportunities. Maybe that's something I can say. You know, someone, well, she did this, and I was, well, what an opportunity you have. Yeah, well, the world, you know, because they said this, and Shannon said that. Yeah, well, what an opportunity you have to make a difference. Because you never know who's watching. So you are what you are in this world. That's either one or two things. Either you're somebody, or you're nobody.
Your own childhood. I'd read something in which you said that some of the kids you grew up with were in prison today, or were dead today. Why not you?
I was just very, very lucky. And I had more to lose at home than I did in the street. You've been taught your entire life that you haven't done anything. That's what I've been taught. So basically, I was taught I didn't do anything.
But while we are talking about this business of self-esteem, then I get back to you. And that is, do you therefore, as one of the handful of really very successful African-American actors, feel that you must be a role model?
Yeah, there's a pressure there. It's interesting, you know, but, you know, when you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too, right?
You find a way, you know, you start off each morning with your bucket of self-esteem, and you come out the door and everybody's sitting there with ladles, ready to just, you know, scoop it out and scoop it out and scoop it out. So you have to refill that bucket every day. Whatever your practice, meditation, prayer, hope, dream, but you gotta fill that bucket. You gotta understand that it is being emptied every day, and you find a way to refresh and refocus and remember and say thank you.
I'm not concerned with what people think about me. I don't care about that, especially now. When I was younger, I didn't grow up like your generation is growing up, where a zillion people are watching you all the time and you're looking to be followed all the time. And you know, you actually had to be good at what you did. You don't have to be good now. You just have to be eccentric. You just have to do something stupid. You just have to get people to follow you, you know? And the thing about following is you got to have something when they get there. In my day, you had to have something before they got there. I'm a leading man. You know, I don't follow nobody. I follow the Lord.
True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. You already have it. Claim it. Understand this also. You have these dreams. Dreams without goals remain dreams. just dreams, and ultimately fuel disappointment. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. And it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. You got talent. You got a chance, and I want to hear about your environment, what your mama didn't give you, and the white man won't give you no shot. You got a chance. Use it while you're still alive. You don't know what death is. You have no idea what death is. Make a decision. A man is supposed to take care of his family because you're my son. Now, don't you go through life worrying about whether somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you. You understand what I'm saying? By the grace of God, the better I get at what I'm doing, and I don't think the world has seen my best work yet. To God be the glory. That's where I'm at, spiritually, mentally, physically, psychologically. I don't look back. I'm pressing forward. Man gives the award, God gives the reward. You heard what I said? Man gives the award, God gives the reward. I'm interested in the reward. That's what phase of my life I'm in.
One of the most important lessons in life that you should know is to remember to have an attitude of gratitude, of humility. Understand where the gift comes from. It's not mine, it's been given to me by the grace of God. Use what I have, use what you have. Help others. You know, on your last day, you can't take it with you, but you can leave it here. First part of your life, you learn. Second part of your life, you earn. Third part of your life, you return. Imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? I am thankful that God Almighty has put me here for a purpose that actually has nothing to do with acting. I have a gift, a God-given gift to act, but that's not why I was put on this planet. What you and what they and what he reacts to is what's in me. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that. Nothing's better than that. Not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but it's the joy. That's where the joy is in helping others. That's where the success is in helping others. And it's not how much you have. It's what you do with what you have.
The more opinions there are of you, the less I look at them, because I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me. So I can't concern myself too much with what other people think. You know, it's just not healthy.
I don't think I could continue to do what I do if I was constantly worrying about what somebody thought about it.
But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed, and I prayed. But I continued to fail, and fail, and fail. But it didn't matter, because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're gonna get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break.
As I get stronger, physically, mentally, spiritually, as I get stronger, I am more willing and able to share what's in me with others like yourself, to take your time, to put the devices down, to get on your knees and pray, to make sure you treat people kindly.
When you say you're gonna do something, you do it. Because your word is your bond, son. That's all you have.
You can get addicted to peace, and you can also get addicted to chaos. So the desire for something more shocking, more stunning grows because you're developing a habit of needing that shot, if you will.
What do you say to the men around the world who are watching this from someone who is their hero? And
dreams without goals?
Dreams without goals are just dreams.
Come on, just dreams.
Come on.
And ultimately, they fuel disappointment.
Goals on the road to achievement.
You must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency, because without commitment, you'll never start, but without consistency, you'll never finish. But more importantly, you shouldn't do it to be seen. You know, pray about it. Whatever it is you're committed to, fight for it. Fear is nothing but contaminated faith. Fear is nothing but contaminated faith.
And I can't think of a better message as we send you off today. To not only take risks, but to be open to life, to accept new views. While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you.
So you gotta lift them faith weights. You gotta do your curls and the squats daily. You may get injured. You may wanna throw them down. You may wanna give up.
Yeah, and so what? We're gonna give up? If you're looking for an excuse, you will find one.
The position I have, the money I have, the stardom I have, the joy or pain or whatever I've given to people through the films that I've done don't make me any better. So whatever you're doing, whatever lane you're in, what an opportunity you have